Hello, you are welcome to the Newspaper Review here on Top TV. My name is William Zabule, and this is where we'll be bringing you the headlines across newspapers around Nigeria. I love to always say that to you, our new viewers. So if this is the first time you're seeing this video, do well to subscribe to this channel because this is where you get current news, latest news from the newspapers, and we get to analyze them here on the Newspaper Review. And to do this with me is Mr. Victor Shioko. You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Victor is my current affairs analyst, and every other day we come here to analyze these newspapers together. You can also be a part of this. Drop your comments and the reactions on the comment section. Don't forget, we're also on other social media handles. We're on Facebook as Top TV, on Instagram it's Top TV_NG. So if you connect with us on all of this platform, you get to know our programs as they come to you every day. All right, we're going to jump into the newspaper readings, and today we're going to begin with this day newspaper, that very paper of repute. And today being the 23rd of November, let's see what the headlines look like on this day. It starts with President to unveil new Naira banknotes today. President to unveil new Naira banknotes today. Emefiele, January 31st deadline for return of old 200 Naira, 500 Naira, 1,000 Naira denominations sacrosanct. Right? Other stories there. You see CBN raises MPR to 16.5% to tame inflation. To draw from strategic grain reserve to moderate food prices, says no plans to exit ABP as disbursement hits 1.07 trillion. All right, find details on this day newspaper. Other headlines here on this day says, don't give up on your dreams. Sanwo-Olu tells rescued street kids. Page 12 is where the details of that story is. Moving on to the main headline on this day, it says here, Buhari kickstarts oil drilling in North as $3 billion Kolmani River oil wells takes off. Northern governors, Tinubu orders upbeat, urge operators to learn from mistakes in Niger Delta. New discovery to add 1 billion barrels, 500 BCF of gas to national reserves. Facility expected to produce 120 barrels per day. House refinery, fertilizer plant. All right, all of that story. Do well to pick up a copy of this day newspaper to get the details. All right, let's come to you, Mr. Victor. It says that finally there's oil in the north, and it's at commercial level too. This was, launched yesterday by the president of our country. How do you react to that story?
Okay, yeah, some persons will be surprised, but I need to tell Nigerians right now that no matter how we see the office of the presidency, no matter how we see the person of the president, President Buhari has made history. Okay, no matter how we see it, he has made history. For the fact that he, in his tenure, he was able to push through that the northern part of Nigeria now has oil and they are drilling it in commercial quantity. It is big kudos to him. But where some persons are having issues, okay, let me go to the other side. Where some persons are having issues is that we are not seeing the transparency of how it all went through, okay? People are crying at sea. Stakeholders, more especially, are crying at sea because NNPC, they are a private company.
Yeah.
We are supposed to see how these contracts were given. We are supposed to also see that the government are not funding NNPC because NNPC is already a private company. It's a limited liability. Are you getting that? So that is one side of the story. But in all, I need to congratulate the people, the region, that's the Kolmani region, which is more like a border through Gombe and Bauchi states, okay? And I also, I love the details in the contract, the details in this discovery, because the Kolmani oil field, will be, if everything goes as planned, it will be generating about $3 billion, okay, for Nigeria. And mind you, Gombe and Bauchi will also be joined to the states that will be part of the 13% derivative.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, It will also, if they maintain to the plan, we're still going to get a fertilizer company, a fertilizer production company there. We'll also get gas production there. We'll also get power production coming out from there, about 150 megawatts, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay. In all, we'll be having a refinery that can be producing 120,000 barrels per day, which will also help the region, because right now we can see in almost every part of the country, everybody is crying out loud because the transporting of finished products to our fuel stations have gone so high, and it has really affected the price of our product, as in our fuels. So big kudos to them. I just pray that going forward, the plans will materialize. On the other hand, too, there are still issues about how will they manage the security of that region.
Yeah, I was going to ask that because, I mean, they found oil in a very, I don't know, in a region that has been faced with a lot of terrorist attack and a lot of insecurity. So how are they going? They're going to spend a lot of money securing this facility.
But mind you, Bauchi and Gombe are not Castina, they are not Kaduna, nor Zamfara. Zamfara is more like...
But they are situated right there in the north where, terrorists move freely. I wouldn't say freely, but they move from one space to the other. And now that the motive of this terrorist is, first of all, to destabilize this country, it is not very far from the fact that they may just want to go there to disrupt activities if it is not well secured. So that's the fear.
Yeah, just like what's happened in Zamfara with respect to gold.
Gold, yeah.
You saw how
terrorists took over
and so many killings and all that happened around that region. We just pray that, I will use prayer, because somehow we do not really have, strong faith in the security apparatus of this country, okay? But yes, please, we just pray that this goes on way, because as far as I'm concerned, coming from the side of green energy, we know that oil, many companies, many countries are moving away from the oil economy. But you can also help it right now, especially the post-COVID effect that, many nations need this money. Okay? And mind you, Nigeria also on its own have not been receiving the benefits of not depleting the environment, just like other Western countries. There is this fund that we are supposed to go get, as in a fund that we are supposed to go and utilize. We are not utilizing those funds. They are just there, and at the same time, we cannot wait to get out from this poverty line, and we need money. Nigeria needs any form of getting money, and this particular oil field can help us generate so much money. And we know that they not are highly impoverished. They need jobs.
So this is going to boost their economy.
Yes, it will give them jobs. It will bring a foreign direct investment to this region. It's a big kudos to them, and I congratulate them for that.
I really congratulate the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is quite a milestone. And then I know that, yes, this is going to also change the economic relevance and value of, the northern part of the country. So if they harness this properly, yes, this is a gain for them. And I believe that this is something that they should protect with everything they've got, because this has been... it's been a long time coming, and since they're here, and the government of Buhari has gone ahead to to launch it into production. It's something that they should sustain. I believe that is going to really be of good if they protect it properly. I think the fear is just it's situated in the north. The north has really been a region that has been ravaged by a high level of insecurity, war, fight between Boko Haram and the federal government that has lingered for many years. And so that's just the fear. Aside that, it's a good one. It's a win-win for the country.
And let's not also forget that in the coming days, there will be serious arguments, okay, with respect to sharing formula with what is happening, okay? And mind you that some part of the north, not just part of the north, especially Kaduna, Kano, where you have, they do not... the issue of alcohol and no alcohol, taxes on alcohol and all that. They still share the part of the taxes being collected from other regions. Okay, so all those topics I bet you they will come out, especially from the south, the southern part of Nigeria, will also go hard. But I just pray that, you know, in Nigeria, any small thing, violence can just come out of it. But I just hope that if we are making any utterances this period, please let us be very, very careful with the nature of
because it's a very volatile
very
time
volatile
leading
topic
up
that
to
we'll be talking about.
election. We all need to mind our utterances and also try to decipher between what is real and what is fake news. All right, well, let's move on to other stories. Still on this day, let's talk about the president to unveil new Naira banknotes today. So central bank has decided to bring back the date, bring forward the date, and say they are launching today. So at the end of today, we get to see what the new note looks like and its implications with.
And the faces.
Yes, and the change of calendar and everything and the effect and all of that. So how do you react to that story?
Okay, they are coming will I say so quick, but it's a good thing. Kudos to the CBN because these monies will be printed in Nigeria. Okay, so everything about this will not be contracted outside the zone. Okay, and the good thing about this latest news is that it will give the CBN enough time to print these monies. Okay, and it will also give them more time to plan and to execute their plan of circulating the money. Okay, but there are still issues coming out, especially from people in the diaspora. Like we mentioned the other day, the Yeti Allah, they were like, come on, the time is too short for us to bring out our monies from the bushes. Okay, but now Nigerians in the diaspora are also crying out foul that, see, the time is too short for us to come back and deposit our monies inside the banks. Then you ask. So is it that you packed your money
from Nigeria to the diaspora?
Or you lock them inside your houses in Nigeria?
Okay, so you need time to come back.
So you need time to come back and throw your monies in. Come to think of it, you are not supposed to have large sums of money
in your house.
In your house. Okay.
Monies are meant to be circulated in business, arenas, not, being stashed up in someone's house. So if really people in the diaspora say they have monies in their houses or they have it with them there, you see, that's what the CBN is saying, that we don't have enough money in circulation, despite the fact that we have printed more than enough cash. But these cash are not in circulation. So what is Nigerian money doing outside the walls of this country? What is it doing in the hands of somebody living outside this country?
And the good thing here, Mr. Bule, is that the CBN, they are not going to print the same volume of cash that we had before. Not that they are going to take everyone and the whole old Naira. We have to start calling them the old Naira and replace every one of them as the new Naira. No, it will just be a fraction. And I'm looking at the range of maybe just 30% of the whole money. That might just be what they will change. The rest can just go. Now, why is it that they do not want to print same number? Because we have other channels to spend money or transact money in this country. Okay, we have the mobile, we have the QR, we have different ways through our fintech right now. But yes, you now ask the question: do our communities have the infrastructure, okay, the technological infrastructure to do all these? You ask. But I need to also tell Nigerians, yes, all our communities might not have a good internet. But in Nigeria, most communities have the GSM, okay? And with the GSM, you can do stuff like USSD, okay? So, I know that it will not be 100%, and mind you, come on, even in the Western world, there are still issues over there, okay? But the coolest part of this is that we need to monitor our phones. And electronically, monitoring phones electronically is way easier than on paper, okay? But there is still another side of this story because, well, I've still not gone to check the full details of this news, but they are saying that they are going to reduce the production of 1,500 Naira notes because they try to use the UK and the US as a case study, that their highest denominations, like in the UK, seeing you, if you are walking on the street, you want to buy something with like £100, they might like, come on, are you a thief? How are you handling £100 notes on your hand? Are you getting me? But they want to also like I told you, I'm still going to research more on this. But if what I'm saying is the real thing, okay? Yeah, if what I'm saying is the real thing, but you also need to now equate. If you want to make comparison with the UK, you need to also make comparison. How much is 1,000 naira in pounds? It's almost like carrying one pound, a pound and 1,000 naira. Okay, so but I just want them to find soft landing for Nigerians, please, especially the innocent ones like you and I, that we are not carrying Ghana must go up and down, okay? So that
the market women.
And the market women, so that we not, see, we still need some infrastructure, no two ways, technological infrastructure, no two ways about that. But at the end of the day, those technological infrastructure that we have, we still need to, will I say, close the gaps for criminals, for the Yahoo boys to use those avenues to defraud Nigerians. Are you getting that?
Because that's just what is preventing the average Nigerian, a market woman, somebody working, a vulcanizer, or anybody, just people doing menial jobs or trading. These gaps is what is stopping them from going cashless. Because when you want to make a transfer, they are telling you, Oga, I don't think your money will get to me. I don't want my money to hang in the sky because I go to market every day with this money. And so cash is very important. So for them to say, okay, they want to reduce the amount of money, the huge sum of money they want to produce, it just tells you that there will be some backlash, and most especially it will hit people that are in the market, the daily market, people that are transacting businesses with cash on a daily. For you and I can easily do transfers. I can't remember, in the last 1 week, I don't think I've had up to 2,000 naira in cash in my hands. And I've done buying or bought stuff that are way more than that amount. But then most of the times you see me doing transfers or I'm using my card to do the payment. But that doesn't work everywhere. So these are some of the things that the central bank would need to look at before they say they will implement, less production of huge sums. We know what they're trying to curb, these politicians hoarding this money, because if you want to hoard, let's say maybe 200 million in your house, and it's in 200 naira notes, you know that you will need a whole story building to stack that up. But if it's a 1,000 naira note, probably just end up in a Ghana must go or two, and then you have your 200 million stock up in your house. So we know all of that. Leading up to the election, they're doing a lot to curb the excesses of our politicians and people that are not well-meaning for the country and for the election. So, but then they should also look closely at the repercussions this will be causing in the market. Changing the naira notes and the time frame as to retrieving the old ones is already causing a lot of reactions and backlash. But then going ahead to say, okay, even the new notes that we're going to put out, we're going to reduce 1,000 naira notes and 500 naira notes. For me, maybe if they're reducing the 1,000 naira note, that would have been maybe a bit fair. But then the 500 naira, I don't know. I haven't seen 200 naira notes in a long time. Like, it's not also very much in circulation as they say, because people don't. The prices of things are so high these days. Most times you end up spending 500 naira for stuff you used to buy 200 naira or 200 naira. So you hardly would see 200 naira unless you're entering a bus or a keke or something. At that range, you might be spending 100 naira for maybe a distance or something. But then CBN needs to look at this thing with a closer eye and see, because I don't know, for cash, cash flow or cash spending normally would, or most times will happen around markets and all those places. It doesn't happen at the higher levels at the banks and all those things. Me, I do more of transfers and more payments with cards. I don't do all the cash thing. Yeah.
Okay, now let me tell you, let's say for instance you want to make a pot of soup. Let's say a pot of soup, high level pot of soup of 10,000 naira.
Yeah.
Okay, then you need to go to the market. Knowing that you need to buy pepper, maybe 400 naira. You buy ugu leaf, let's say 300 naira. You find out that all those, you call them petty, but even if you want to buy meat 200 naira and 2,000 or 3,000 naira, mind you, will you not be pressing your phone. Chaka, chaka,
to
chaka.
transfer 200 naira. Who does that?
No, okay. So I'm arriving to a point. Now, mind you, you now need to go to the bank, right? You need to go to the bank to get some money. Let's say you need to go to the ATM to get some money. Now, you get to the ATM. There are no 500 naira notes, no 1,000 naira notes. Because of what? It's the CBN has really reduced the numbers. Okay, so what we have plenty is 100 naira and 200 naira. My brother, you put in your ATM. What do you call it now? You throw in your ATM card to pull out some money. Now, many banks ATM can only give you 20 pieces of the note. That is why some will just pay you 20,000 naira in 1,000 naira notes. Some will just only pay you even 10 notes. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Nigerians will now ask. Sorry, I don't want to drag this. I don't want to drag this discussion. But yes, Nigeria will now ask. In Nigeria, an average Nigerian will now ask. Mind you, anytime I key in money to come out, so we now have 200 naira notes, right? And for you to get 10,000 naira, we are talking about 100 pieces of 200 naira notes. So that means for every period I throw in my card to give me money, it will not give me 10 pieces. Let's say, for instance, ATM that pay 10 pieces. I'm not going to call those banks that are not that don't have human sympathy in this country.
Only 10,000.
Only 10,000. And the 10,000 will be, okay, 10 notes. Let's just use 10 notes. Now, 200 naira was loaded inside the machine, right? Then they release 2,000 naira. Okay, so meaning that I will have to press that machine 5 times to get 10K, right? Mind you, most Nigerians will calculate, they are charging me per what do you call it?
Per withdrawal.
Per withdrawal.
Yeah.
So this is how I'll be wasting my money. And mind you, Nigerians don't like charges. So when they started doing the USD charges, when they said, banks were disturbed because Nigerians came into the week it started. My brother, I was in the bank that day to do a transaction. If you see the crowd, okay, customer care, they are charging me money. I don't know where they are withdrawing money from my account. They withdraw money from
those things are painful.
Nigerians don't want their 10 naira to leave their account.
Yeah, well.
Then you're not telling them that they will not be withdrawing how many times? Oh my God.
So the CBN is trying to discourage cash transactions. They want you to do more of electronic transactions.
They should also look at the mental state of Nigerians, especially in a period like this that money is overvalued now. Every 1 naira counts.
Very much. All right, let's move on to our next paper. Even though we've spoken about the launch of the new Naira note, that will be happening today, this morning. And also, we've spoken about the oil that was found in Gombe and Bauchi State. But let's move on to our next paper, which will be the Vanguard newspaper for today, the 23rd of November. And on the Vanguard, we have a headline here: "We've not shifted ground on same fate ticket." Khan says they have not shifted ground on same fate ticket. You need to get details of that. It's on page 8 of the Vanguard. Nnamdi Kanu sues Malami, demands 20 billion naira. You find details on page 11 of the Vanguard. Moving downwards to the main headline, it says PDP crisis, IBB, GEJ move to reconcile Atiku, Wike. Atiku's meeting with ex-president, fruitful, PCC source. Pro-Atiku group chides Jang, G5 governors overstands on IU. Details you find on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Moving on to other headlines, it says 20 million out of school children. Another Boko Haram looms. Obasanjo speaking. You find details on page 35 of the Vanguard. Insecurity. Herdsmen invade Enugu community. Kill 10. Injure many. Burn houses. Details is on page 11 of the Vanguard. And lastly, I'll take this one. Oil theft. Nigeria lost over $2 billion in 8 months. Senate speaking. 36. Page 36 is where the details of that story is on the Vanguard. All right. Funny enough, every other day, the G5 governors makes it to the front papers. I feel like we shouldn't even talk about them anymore. But then they're here again. Says the IBB and Jonathan making moves to reconcile them to Atiku. You know, they've always left their table open for some kind of reconciliation. And recently, we're seeing that, okay, yes, just maybe that's going to happen. So how do you think that kind of reconciliation is going to happen? Because their demand is still unchangeable. They say Ayu's head must roll. He must leave the seat of being the chairman. And leading up, which is just maybe 2-3 months away, 2 months or less to the elections. And do you see Ayu leaving that seat?
As it stands, I don't see him leaving. And as it stands, I don't see Governor Wike shifting grounds.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I also wonder why they are bringing in Jonathan to this, because he seems to be a very neutral statesman as he stands. So I still don't understand what he's going to tell them. Okay? I can't wait for the transcript of his speech. Okay? So yeah, but in cases like this, it will just be an indoor thing. It might just be an indoor thing.
Yeah.
They might not allow cameras to see, and they come out and they now tell us whatever they want to tell us. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but going down the lane, I do not see it. I do not see it being a positive meeting. With the way
if Ayu is not leaving that seat, then they are not going to move on.
No.
And Wike has repeatedly said that he's not going to shift ground.
And we know Wike. Wike can be
if he has
very
been openly saying what he's saying, I don't think anything is going to change. So the PDP should continue to do their campaigns without the G5 governors, unless they are ready to make that sacrifice.
100.
All right, we're going to go on to our last paper for the day, but that will be right after this short break. Once we come back, we'll jump into Daily Trust newspaper as our last paper for today. You stated. Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, welcome back from that short break. Don't forget, you can also be a part of the program by dropping your comments and your reactions. We'd love to know what you think about the headlines we've been talking about today. All right, let's go straight to our last paper, and that's Daily Trust for today, the 23rd of November, 2022. And on Daily Trust here, we see implement your demands. Atiku tells CAN leaders, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria. Also under that, it says hold politicians to their promises. Obi urges Nigerians. We won't be partisan. CAN president speaking there. Moving on to other stories, we see 66 travelers killed in Abuja, Borno, Kogi, Plateau road accidents. All right, lastly, I'll take this one. Why we adopted co-regulation, media owners speaking. Now, I'll just jump into the story of 66 travelers killed in Abuja, Borno, Kogi, Plateau road accidents. You know, we're in the early tides. Whether you like it or not, the year is coming to an end. And about this time, we see some kind of, I don't know where that rush come from, you know, but you see a lot of rush on our roads, people trying to meet up as if there's no other year to do the same thing you didn't do this year. But about this time, yes, there's the likely increased rate of accidents and, whatnot. Insecurity also is heightened. A lot of things happened. But now we're seeing a report of about 66 lives lost along the Plateau, Borno, Kogi axis. How do you react to stories like this and times like this? What do you think would be the caution for Nigerians?
Okay, so most accidents in Nigeria can be highly avoidable. Most. I mean, let me just put some number, about 90%, as in highly avoidable. Mr. Bule, it's only in Nigeria that a road driver will be driving and a car will just pass and there will be a very fatal accident. Because of what? Headers are carrying cars around our highways. And the car can just come out of the road and
run into
a vehicle, and it will happen. So, at this point, I need to, I don't know whether I should bring in prayers here, but yeah, my brother, it's really, really critical.
Yeah.
And another thing, we should also know that Nigerians don't like good roads. Once there is very smooth, good road,
The overspeed, yeah.
accidents, the roads will just be registering accidents. And what do we say? We'll not target that will I say the rulers of the demons around the road, the rulers of the road are the ones taking lives.
Oh,
Not Nigeria.
we blame it on the demons.
Yes.
Yeah. But then these demons are not the ones driving our cars. So we've seen advocacies from the Federal Road Safety Corps many times where they come out to give awareness to the road users that about this time, please, there's a lot of traveling happening, so check your cars, ensure they're in good conditions. Don't overspeed because speed kills. Don't drink and drive because, of course, you will lose control of your car. But you still find people say that when I get tipsy, I gain control, better control of my car. But that's not true. We all drive. We know that that's not true because you get a fake judgment of what you're doing most of the time when you're drunk. You yes, of course, you feel very
impaired.
Yes, you feel very brave, you feel very confident at that time, but then of course your judgment level is no longer a clean judgment because something else is influencing your thought line. So it's always a very risky thing, and most times it's even more risky because when those things happen, the driver that is drunk most times don't die alone. It ends up killing either an entire family or an entire bus can be taken out just because of the mistake of one driver. So I think it's just our responsibilities to be more safety conscious about this time. Make sure before you travel, you check your tires. Do the normal vehicle checks and ensure that your car is in good condition before you hit the roads. And be very cautious as you drive. And our heart goes out to the lives lost, to families that have lost loved ones. But we're still encouraging Nigerians to please ensure that you keep yourself safe about this time. The year is coming to an end. It doesn't mean that the world is coming to an end. There's still another year for you to pursue most of the things that you could not achieve this year. But if you die, everything ends. If you are not safety conscious and you get into an accident, you may not be able to physically do the things you thought you were going to accomplish before the year ended. So you're running around without caution and all of that. Because while you're in a hurry, if your car gets into an accident, you don't get to destination again. You have to stop there to resolve the problem. So you have to bear all of this in mind. You want to add?
Yes. So I'm not trying to preach doom, okay? But it might just be worse this year. Last year, the feel of COVID was still there.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't travel.
Yes, especially, we're talking about the last quarter, which we are in right now. Last year, about 11,400 deaths were registered, okay? Sorry, 11,400 accidents were registered, and about 11% of these registered accidents, deaths occurred, okay? So, but this year, why do I say this year will be different? And I think it might just go higher. Reason. This is one of the toughest years in Nigeria, economically. And what does that mean? It means that many drivers might not be able to have funds to change their tires. Many drivers might not be able to have funds to make some very delicate repairs on their vehicles. So you go out there, you find out that many vehicles are being managed, highly managed to make these road trips. Secondly, unfortunately, the personnel that are supposed to make sure that our vehicles are in check, the VIO and the road safety. My brother, it's been very tough for those people. The reason, because of high cost of living. Why am I saying this? Because when they see these faults, they might not just impound you. They will not even, many cases, they will not impound you or tell you to go and repair this. They will ask for their egunje.
To look away from the issue.
Yes. And when this occurs, first time, second time, everybody will just be doing their own thing. And what then happens? Accidents can happen. Your tires might get busted. Your tie rod might get broken because it's tired and the roads are bad. And come on, things ugly might just happen.
Yeah, that's why we are emphasizing that while all of this, you can bypass the law enforcers. You can also look away from your bad tire, but you need to think about your loved ones. they are the ones that will bear the brunt and the pain if you die. And of course, if anything means something to you, you need to stay alive to accomplish all of that. Well, that's where we're going to draw the curtain today. Thank you so much for making it to the show, Mr. Victor. And to our viewers, want to thank you for staying with us up to this time. All right, so next time I come your way again with a new episode of the program. My name is William Sabule. See you next time on the Newspaper Review.